Hey everybody, Jared here from AdWordsScript.com. In this video I want to talk about my new shared budget management script right here. If you've never been to my site before, I have a bid management script and I have a budget management script that can manage single campaign budgets and multiple campaign budgets based on their CPA and number of conversions and such. But in this video I'll talk about my shared budget, and if you're not familiar with what shared budgets are, in the AdWords interface, just scroll over to the shared library. You notice this section for budgets. This is where you create a shared budget. A shared budget is an amount of money that you want to apply to multiple campaigns. So if you click the budget, you can see that this amount, $250, is applying to four campaigns. One of them's ended, but it's applying to 4 campaigns. And what it's doing is it's saying, these 4 campaigns can spend $250 a day. This is nice because a campaign has its budget set at the campaign level, and it's hard to manage multiple campaigns if they all belong to one budget. So this script, what it does is it'll say whatever your budget is for whatever time period you're looking at, we're going to allocate the amount of money that you've spent, the amount of money that's remaining, and the number of days within that period. So basically that's a long way of saying it's going to try and hit your targeted spend, and I'll show you more right now how that works. We use scripts to do this. That's under bulk operations scripts. AdWords has given us the ability to create a script that can manage your budgets on a daily level, an hourly level, weekly, and so on. So if it's okay with you, I'm just going to show you how this actually works. The first thing you'll notice is after purchasing, you will get a folder that looks like this, a zip file. You just simply extract it. That'll extract. And then we go to Google Drive. If you're not familiar with Google Drive, just search for it. It also has this icon here that looks like that. And what we're going to do first is implement the folders that we've just downloaded. So first go to upload. We're going to upload folder. Actually, before we do that, we need to make sure our settings are correct. Under upload settings, make sure this check is by the confirm settings before each upload, okay? And then go to the folder, and we're going to look for that folder. And the first thing we're going to upload is this scripts folder. Hit OK. And then we want to convert everything that's in the scripts folder into a Google Docs format, so hit start upload. While that's uploading, I'm going to also upload the AdWords scripts folder here. And then we're not going to convert this one, so hit start upload. And then you should have 2 folders by the end of it. And let's take a look and see what these 2 folders do and how they can help you manage your shared budget within AdWords. So we have this script here. This is just a file, and then we have this spreadsheet. Let me show you what this spreadsheet looks like. We use Google Spreadsheets to manage our information. So here's where we say the budget for this month is, it starts on 5/1/2014, it ends 5/31/2014. There's a formula that can calculate that, so you don't have to input these manually every month. But if you had, let's say, a budget from 5/1/2014 to 8/31/2014, you could always enter that manually, like so, and then you don't have to use the formulas. But I'm just going to keep the formulas in there because I tend to use monthly budgets a lot. And then you put your amount you want to spend within this date range here. So for this month, I want to spend $1,000. This is where you say, I want to spend $1,000, but don't set the campaign budget less than 30 if that ever even happens. It probably won't happen, but it's just a safeguard just in case. And here, this is a weekly spend number, so if you didn't want to advertise on the weekend, you could put 0%. If you wanted to advertise only 50% of the budget to the weekends, 50%. So this volatility number, I won't go into that right now, it's a little complicated, but it basically, if you put 1.1, it'll allow you to spend your money quicker in the beginning of the month, and it'll spend less in the later part of the month. Whereas if you put, let's say, 0.9, it'll spend less in the beginning of the month and more later on in the month. But I'll leave it at 1 to give us even spend throughout the month. Here's where you put your budget name. So the budget name, we just go to the shared library, we figure out what we called this shared budget, we copy that, we go here and we paste it in. So now we have this script or this spreadsheet set up to manage our shared budget. And you can put multiple budgets in here. This one spreadsheet can be used to manage multiple budgets. So let me show you how to actually implement it now that we have our spreadsheet set up. First, we go into bulk operations, scripts, and then in Google Drive, I asked you to upload this AdWords scripts folder, and this will contain the actual scripts you're going to put in the AdWords interface. So I'll grab this script real quick, and then just select it, Control C to copy. Let's create a new script. And then you just paste it in. So we just pasted our script, and before we actually authorize and everything, there's 3 parameters within the script that you can modify. So the first thing we definitely need is this spreadsheet URL. So to do that, we just simply go to our spreadsheet, we copy the link that's in the address bar, we paste it there, and that's all there is to do. We want to make sure that the sheet name is corresponding to the right tab. So we called this tab Budget 1. That means that the sheet name is Budget 1. So put whatever the tab name is as the sheet name value, basically. And then if you want to get emails sent to you, you can put your email in here. If not, then just leave it like that, blank. And then we're pretty much configured. We're set up. And let me go ahead and delete this real quick before I preview it so I can show you what happens. First, let's authorize this. This will ask you to accept it. Just say yes. And then when we actually run it, it's probably going to ask us again. So let's go hit preview. Let's see if it asks us. Okay, it's asking you this again because it's using Google Drive right here. So just hit accept. And now, when we preview it, we should be able to see what this script does. So our previous shared budget amount was $250 per day. Let's go take a look at the script and see what happens here. We can see the numbers are changing. So in this case, we said we had $1,000 per month. And if you can imagine, $250 per day would only spend for 4 days. And since we put $1,000, we set a minimum budget of $30. So the previous day was spent $288. So it's going to allocate $30 because we're obviously over the $1,000 per month that we wanted to spend. But let's say we bump this up to $10,000. Now let's run it again. Let's just preview it. And let's see what happens again. So it's the same date range, just a different dollar amount. And we can see that the new budget, since this is 5/31, there's only 1 day left in this month, would be $4,741. So if we look at the script, we can see what we've spent month to date. We can see that in this case, we actually spent no money on the weekends and all the money on the weekdays. And then this was how much would be allocated based on the number of days left. So there's no days left, there's 1 day left on the weekend. So it's trying to spend all the money today. And so that's kind of how it works. And what you can do is just let this script run. Let's just hit save. Let's say we're going to save this script. We can close this. And now where the magic comes in is we can schedule this script to run hourly, daily, weekly, or even monthly. So I like to run it daily, and I usually set the daily time about 3 a.m. But it's completely up to you. That's what this script can do. It can manage your shared budget right here based on how much you've spent, how much is remaining, and how many days left are in the month. So head on over to AdWordsScript.com and purchase this script because it can save you a lot of time management and you can automate your PPC. Thanks.